the adjusting arm drawing example. So looking at this drawing example, you have an overall 7 and 4.5, but that isn't the exact overall. That gets you to the center of this circle, so you need to add a little bit. You need to add 1.25 inches from the center out to get to the overall. So 1.25 inches plus 7, 8.25. So we'll draw our box 4.5 by 8.25. So on the visible layer, draw a line that is 8.25 by 4.5. So we know that anything that we draw from this point forward should be inside of this box because it's the overall. The next step that we should do is put in our center lines that they give us for reference, because all the dimensions are coming off of center lines. The one right down through the middle horizontal is probably the most recognizable and easiest one to put in, so we'll put that one in first. So if we come up to the visible layer type, we go down to center, select center, draw a line. And as long as our snaps are on, so again, if our snaps aren't correct, if you go to the snap down here at the bottom in the drawing aids, you want endpoint, midpoint, center, quadrant, intersection, extension, tangent, and then this apparent intersection. You want all those on. So your midpoint snap will turn on. You'll go left to right, hit escape. So now we have that going through. The next one you can see is this vertical center line right here, which is 1.25 from the outside. So 1.25, so we'll offset 1.25, hit enter, select this vertical line, move it over to the left, left click once, hit escape. To make this center, you just click on it, come up to the layers, come down to center, and it changed it. Hit escape a few times. So that's this center line right here. Now we need another one 2 inches over and then 2.5. So we'll offset 2, hit enter, select this vertical line, move it to the left and left click, hit escape, offset 2.5, 2 1/2, hit enter, click this vertical line and move it over, hit escape. Now we have all our reference lines. You can see that the majority of this is made up of circles. So we have a circle, we have another circle, some more circles. So we'll start putting those in. We'll start on the right side. We have 2 circles that are given to us. One that is 1.5 inches diameter and one that is 1.25 inch diameter. So we'll do both of those, 1.25 diameter. So we go up to the circle and make sure that we click on center radius. We're going to click on this intersection right here. We're going to type in 1.25 and then hit enter. We left it on center line, so we need to go back and change that. So click on your circle, come up to the top in your layers and select visible. Hit escape a couple times to make sure that it's back on the visible layer. And then after you've done that, come down and select visible as your current layer, so that way we don't have to do that again. Draw another circle, but this time select diameter, select the center here, and this is 1.5, hit enter. This center part, this is a 1 inch diameter circle. If you look carefully, it says 1 right here from side to side, so that means there's a 1 inch circle here, 1 inch circle there. So we go up to circle diameter. This intersection is 1. Hit enter. Do it again at this one. To make sure we're not confused, let's just go ahead and draw lines in the top and bottom to create this shape right here. So we go to the line button. From top quadrant to top quadrant, hit escape, hit line. We could trim this as well, so if you use the trim button and select all of this because it's all involved, hit enter to activate, and click on the 2 inner parts of the circle. Next, let's try to get this round circle. That is 1 1/4 radius. So we're going to go to our circle button, go to center radius. We're going to select this point right here, 1 1/4. Looking at the example, you can see that only half the circle exists. So we'll trim this up just so we don't get confused. So hit trim, select the circle, select the line, hit enter to activate, and then get rid of this part here too. Hit enter. So the next step would be to create these lines coming down to here. So we have a line from this top of this circle over to here, and then this half circle, which we'll get later. So let's put these lines in. So we'll go to the line button, top quadrant, draw a line to this intersection, hit escape, line to this intersection, hit escape. We don't need this inner part of the circle, look right here, so we're going to go ahead and trim that. So we'll trim this part, trim, select the circle, select these 2 lines, hit enter to activate, and select the inner circle. That part's gone. Working over here, we have a little half circle at this intersection. So if you look at the drawing, it says from this point right here, you have a 1 inch radius circle or arc. So if you go to circle radius, you select this intersection that we created. You can either type in 1 or use this endpoint as a reference. Do the same down below. We don't need half of this. All we need is this little part here, so let's trim it up. So hit trim, select the circle and the line here and the line there. Select the circle, the line, and the line. Hit enter. We're going to get rid of that. Hit enter. Now we don't need this outer portion anymore because that was just used as reference, so we can select those and delete them. The next and final thing we need to do is put these 45-degree angles in right here, and those begin 1/2 inch in. So from the front, we'll offset a line 1/2 inch, use this as a reference point and go down 45 degrees, offset 1/2, hit enter, select this vertical line in, this vertical line in, and we're going to use this intersection right here to draw a line at 45 to finish this. So we'll go to line, this intersection or endpoint, and if you have your polar tracking turned on correctly, which you should, it's the circle right here, you want to have it set to 15. what will happen is every 15 it'll snap. So we're at 0, 15, 30, 45. Go past the object a little bit just to make sure it doesn't auto snap. We'll click there and we'll trim it up. So then we'll go align 15, 30, 45. Don't need these lines anymore because those were used as reference, so we can delete them. Lastly, we trim up all of this line, that line. Hit enter to activate. Trim what you don't need. You should have your center lines, your object, which is the adjusting arm. Make sure that you save.